Hello everybody, my name is Shelly and I just scratched my nose. How rude is that? I am so glad that you guys are here. Thank you so much. I am not a professional YouTuber. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I'm just a lady of a certain age sitting down with my girlfriends, having a chat, girlfriends, guy friends, whoever's watching. How are you? Okay, today is a traditional old-fashioned get ready with me chit chat overshare. I'm gonna do an overshare today, I think, because it's been a little while since I've really kind of brought you guys up to speed and some things have changed and yet some things remain the same. So we're gonna kind of chat about what's going on in my life in the hopes that maybe it reaches you as well. Sometimes it's hard to know who else is going through the same stuff you are. So I don't have a face and makeup on right now, but I'm gonna change that. I did just put on my Fenty Pro Filter. I forget about this primer, but then my battery died, so we're starting over again. So I've already put that on. It's now had a couple seconds to dry down. Throwing stuff around here. I'm gonna go in with some of the Liss Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I find that this is maybe just a little, I don't know, maybe my skin's lightening up again. Maybe it's not as light on as I thought. I did bring a like a liquid bronzer type thing just in case I needed to warm it up a little bit. I have mixed feelings on this foundation. I really want to like it, and I find that I don't always love it as much. Like sometimes it sits weird on my skin. It can get a little flaky looking, which is strange. So I figured we'd, you know, I keep trying it with different primers because I don't want to give up on it. Everybody loved it so much, and I'm just like, I gotta keep trying this. So every now and then I reach for it. Yeah, I don't know why I thought this was too light. It's not. I do have a little sun damage right here. So, okay, what's going on? Today it's not really about the makeup. I mean, I got some things that you guys might be interested in or maybe not. Regardless of why you're here, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so as you guys have probably heard before, I have a regular job. I've also returned to school. I have kids. I have a husband and dogs that like to hang out with me while I film and sometimes make noise. Life's busy. My husband recently started playing music again, so he's been busy either rehearsing or we're busy. What we used to be date nights now is, you know, gig nights, and it's fantastic. I'm so happy that he's doing something that he loves and he's excited about and he's good at, and he's just really enjoying it, and he's met some new friends and reconnected with some older friends, and all of that is just, I'm so happy for him. I could not be happier for him. I've got the Boeing. This is the Cakeless Concealer from Benefit. This is a little old, so I'm just gonna put some on and hope for the best. Yeah, I feel like I got this a while back and I didn't love it because I don't normally do a full coverage concealer, but I'm gonna start doing more for full coverage concealer. One, because of the time of year, but also because of, you know, some of my work stuff that I'm gonna tell you about here in a second. Yeah, you know, I think I've mentioned to you guys before, like, life is so busy that every day I have to make a choice of something kind of not getting done. I need an eyelid primer. So yeah, every day it feels like something has to give, like something doesn't get done. And for the longest time it was working out. Then I was doing really good with working out again. We have like a home gym set up, and I don't even think that you always need that for everything. Like there's a lot you can do that doesn't involve a home gym, or that doesn't involve a lot of equipment. But in September, my son went back to school full time, and he stopped driving himself to school, which means I had to drive him to school. And for me, where I live and where he goes to school, that's an hour out of my day. Well, that's an hour I could have been working out. So, okay, now I drive my son to school and I can't make up that hour unless I get up early. I already get up between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. We go to bed, it's like 11 o'clock at night usually. So hope would be to get up early and get it done, and it just doesn't happen. Okay, I can't tell. I'm maybe a little lighter than I need to be color-wise, but I think I'm gonna skip the liquid bronzer that I was gonna use, and I'm gonna go into a tried and true. This is the Cheek Leaders palette from Benefit. I didn't mean to have so many Benefit things. It just so happens that I do. And I'm just gonna take a little of the Hoola bronzer and just kind of get this sort of doctored up a little bit. I probably should have done my blush first because there is a cream blush that I wanna use, but I'm talking and not really thinking. And sometimes that happens, you know, when we're doing makeup in the morning, which is why I'm doing this right now because it's still morning. But we don't necessarily think about things in the right order. It's just like whatever reason we grab them, wherever we grab them. And I guess if you do muscle memory and you do actually pick things up in the right order, that's a good thing. Not always what happens for me though. Change in schedule, you know, for the last few months, I've been driving my son to school in the morning, which is great. He's figured out public transportation, so he's taken it home, or certain times that he needs to, I don't know, like late start. Like yesterday was a late start for him, which means school started 2 hours late, but I had to travel for work, so he had to take public transportation in the morning too. But for the most part, more times than not, I take him in the morning and then he rides the bus home, which puts him, I mean, it's about an hour and a half for him to ride the bus home. I'm opening up this Glam blushes. I have another one of these I picked up not too long ago. Shein. Glam is cosmetics line on the Shein website. This is like double wrapped. They take their security, sanitation, whatever you want to call it, pretty seriously. I'm not upset by that. Anyway, so super affordable brand. They do a lot of dupe palettes in my opinion. And I picked up another one of these and really liked it, like surprisingly liked it. And so I thought, you know what, well, since I was placing an order for something else, I figured I would grab it again. Now, to me, this packaging, it's not like it doesn't exactly remind me of Fenty. Maybe a little Rare Beauty like there's something about it that is familiar. This is a little bit more orange than I think I intended, but it'll be fine. It'll work for today's look. It's like a poppy color. What color is this? What shade? Can I even tell you? The shade is called Devoted. Yeah, super pigmented. You know, for a cream or a liquid or a serum blush, I've been ridiculously happy with these from Glam. In case you're looking for cream products and you're, like me, sometimes disappointed with some of them. Pigmented, blends in. This one, maybe I went a little ham with that side of it over a Visa blush. We can fix that a little bit here. Yeah, it may be something that I need to go in with a little bit more, but let's do the rest of the makeup first before I decide if I want to try to ruin my blush again. Okay, you guys, so what's going on? So as I mentioned, life's busy and every day I have to make a choice of not getting something done. It seems like more times than not, I'm so busy with work and with home life and family and stuff like that sometimes school gets put on the back burner, and that sucks because this particular quarter, I'm probably like a month behind where I wanted to be. I'm still gonna do more than what's expected of me. I hope. It's just been challenging. The classes themselves aren't horribly challenging. I do get stressed out. I have like test anxiety, so I do get stressed out with that. You'd think somebody my age that you would kind of get over that, but I haven't. The content itself is actually interesting. Some of it's really good. Some of it's like, why am I reading this? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to know this information? The same stuff we probably did, 30 years ago when we were in school, 35 years ago, however long ago that was. I'm still glad I'm doing it. I've contemplated not like, how long am I going to do it? And my husband is very supportive of me continuing it. My family, I don't think my kids really care one way or the other. I'm kind of doing it a little bit for them. I'm doing the school thing, or at least trying to, but I feel like I'm kind of half-assing the school thing right now. So I'm letting myself down, and I'm my own worst critic, like most of us are. I need to be putting on makeup here. I'm going to go in with the Jaclyn Hill new palette from Morphe. What is this called? Divine Neutrals. This is the most basic of basic palettes, and I have so many nude palettes, and I don't know why this one I needed to purchase. There's been so many releases that have come out that I'm just really not interested in, and that's sad because it's the time of year that people are buying stuff, like holiday stuff, and I'm just not, I'm like, I don't know. Now it has to be something a little special, and this is not super special, but I'll tell you what I like about it before I get back into all the other stuff. You have a row of shimmers and you have a row of mattes, and I love the way it's paired up. I think you get like a super dark one, which is key to me for either liner or to smoke out something, and you have a super light one to brighten and lighten, and then in the middle you've got all these perfectly paired matches. These three down here are going to be a little bit more of my daytime work looks. These ones going to be more doctored up date night. All of these colors I feel like I can wear with glasses, and more times than not I wear glasses. If I'm working in front of a computer all day, I'm wearing glasses because it's just easier on my eyeballs. And I did change out my contacts. I'm super glad I did. So I'm going to be using this palette. Do I have to show you guys everything that I'm pointing to? I might. I'm going in the lightest matte right now. I've gotten busier at work, which is competing with school a little bit. Normally with my YouTube stuff, I pre-film as much as I can and then sit down and kind of bulk edit. It's not a daily thing for me. It's something I have to do on evenings and weekends. I'm a little bit behind on my schedule, my self-imposed schedule of when I wanted to edit stuff, but I've got stuff coming up on the weekends. So I got to try to edit, in the evenings when I should be studying, and it's a balance. Every day there's something that I have to give up. Are you guys like that? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the choices that we have to make because we literally can't do it all, even though we'd like to do it all. And so I started with this matte here. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of this to kind of start my transition process here. So work has changed up a little bit. We got the notification that we can start traveling again. And my travel schedule is not going to be like it was before. When I first started this YouTube channel, I had adjusted my travel schedule a little bit, but I was still doing some travel, and I thought that was something that I could work into my YouTube channel, which was, hey, I have to travel for work. Some people found that really interesting. And so, you know, can I talk about places that I'm going, or can I, you know, best practices on travel, how to make travel easier if you have to travel a lot, like if you have to be in a different hotel every night versus, you know, what a hotel for the entire week. What am I packing? Hacks that make travel a little bit more enjoyable or easy for me, those types of things. So I started off doing all that, and then COVID happened a few months after I started my channel. So I'm like, okay, not really incorporating that, and ended up really kind of fixating more on the trying new makeup, playing with makeup. You guys seem to be okay with that. Otherwise you wouldn't still be here. I'm just gonna keep going down the line. I'm gonna go, and I've got the same brush. I'm just gonna go down to this darker one right here, and just right on the tip, because I'm gonna grab it right here into where I would like my crease to be. Anyway, so work has announced that we get to travel again. Yay. Well, I have a different area now than what I was traveling to before. So part of it is I'm ridiculously excited to see parts of the country that I haven't been to. I'm gonna get to go, in fact, next month, I don't know when this is gonna go up. It's gonna be the same month as this goes up. I am gonna be able to go into or drive through the town that my mother was born, that she hasn't been to in New England, and I'm super excited about that. I'm also here, probably, it might be late winter, early spring. I'll be able to go through the same area that my grandfather grew up in, again, back east. I've been on the West Coast my entire life, and so I'm super excited to go kind of check out some of that area. That's gonna be fun, I think. It's gonna be fun to see some areas that I literally have no idea. But on the other hand, I'm like kind of intimidated by it because I don't know where the mountain passes are. When you're looking at a Google map, sometimes it's hard to tell, are there mountain passes? Is it gonna be weather? What's the traffic patterns gonna be like? Whereas the areas that I know now, I'm very comfortable with the areas that I travel. So somebody's moving my sheaths and shaking my snow globe. I'm just gonna go a little bit darker. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this. Same brush, haven't changed it. What brush is this? This is a Morphe M654. A little bit bigger than I probably should be using, but it's not about the makeup. I'm just talking to you guys, right? So yeah, travel is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. It's literally gonna be 1 week out of the month, probably in a hotel. And that's better than it was a few years ago, when I felt like I was living in a hotel 14 to 16 nights a month. But at the time, my kids' schedule was different too, and I wasn't married. Now I've got a husband who I actually enjoy spending time with. My son is with me full time, as opposed to splitting custody with my ex. My daughter's grown and in her own space, although she comes over quite a bit, and I realized that working myself to death is not making me present in their lives. I'm glad I still figured out while my son is still home. It's still a battle. I mean, again, it's every day something has to give up, but I try to connect with him every day. And I feel like that me driving him to school in the morning, even though I'm not able to work out and I don't know what that's going to do to my health or my waistline, I get that time with him. I just want a little lighter on this shade up here to kind of buff that out. I'm able to spend some time and kind of connect with him. Now, it's a little early. He's not always completely coherent and willing and interested in chatting with me. But I feel like at least we get some one-on-one time together. I don't know. I'm gonna skip this one and go all the way to the darkest one with a little bit smaller brush here. On one hand, I feel like, you know, things are maybe a little bit better with my son. I mean, he's 17. Spending time with him it really needs to be a priority. It's not just about doing good at my job. It's also by, you know, being a good parent. I hate to admit, sometimes I feel like I've failed in balancing it all. The whole Wonder Woman syndrome. We're really kind of expected to do everything. You know, it's funny because I've been able to do pretty good for myself and been able to support myself, and I've felt very confident and comfortable in the fact that I've never needed someone else to pay my bills. I've always been very independent when it comes to that. When I was married, I was the primary breadwinner. I know that not everybody else has had those same opportunities, but it hasn't been easy. You know, I've had to focus, and I've had to work, and I've had to prove myself, and I've had to hold myself accountable, and I've had to have high standards for myself to be able to accomplish the things that I have. And I'm proud of what I've accomplished. I'm super blessed that we live in a country, at least currently, that women can own property, and we don't need a man to protect us, and we don't need a man to save us. We don't need a man to do those things. And I am ridiculously proud of my husband who has accepted that. And that hasn't been easy for him because that's not how he was raised. I should be talking about this eyeshadow palette, and I do actually really like it. I'm gonna go into this kind of taupe shimmer over here, and we're just gonna pat that on. Wow. And I know I didn't need another neutral palette. For a palette that I can travel with and I can work with, and it gives me some interesting colors and stuff like that, I'm not upset by it. I am gonna go into this lighter shimmer over here, which is almost like a pale pink. And that's gonna be my inner third to half of my eyelid, movable eyelid, just to give me some dimension. I'm a little bit far away, I'm sorry you guys. I need to get back on track here on my story. So my work schedule is, it's good that I'm traveling, but I still have the same amount of clients I had before. Well, I have the same amount of clients I've had when I was in, you know, a 100% virtual environment. But now I have travel time to add to that. So it's gonna be less time at home to study and to edit YouTube and things like that. Now I could take I have a separate laptop that I use specifically for YouTube. And the reason why is when I first started my YouTube channel, I started with using my regular computer. I just couldn't handle it. So I ended up, because I wanted to kind of keep my YouTube stuff separate anyway, just because I wanted to be able to track how much is this really costing me. Sneak peek, it's a lot. But all the stuff that I've had to purchase for my YouTube channel, I've kind of tried to keep separate away from like the stuff I use for my regular work. So I bought this laptop, and it's great. It's a nice, big, heavy, powerful enough laptop, but it's a pain in the rear to travel with, especially if you're traveling with it just for the sake of editing videos in your hotel room at night. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might still, that might be still something that I do only when I'm home. I'm not going to even put on eyeliner. I'm just going to grab a mascara. Let's use the Sky High. I feel like I need to use this up, so we're going to use that right now. What I think I'm going to do with travel is I'm probably just gonna do some working out in my room. I feel like if I take extra clothes to work out in a hotel gym, I'm just taking stuff that I'm probably not actually gonna use. And I wanna be realistic about the extra bulk that I take. If I take my YouTube laptop, that's extra weight that I'm carrying through an airport, and that doesn't sound like a good idea. But I will still have my Surface that I use to travel for work. It's also the one that I use for school. So I'm hoping that my evenings after I get my reports done, I can study, and I hopefully will be able to maybe even get more time studying, or at least concentrated, because I'll have those nights in a hotel where it's just me. So that's my new schedule with that. I want to know your guys' interest on, are you guys at all interested in some of the content I was talking about before? Interested in some of the places that I'm going? Are you guys interested in that? Whether it's a vlog style or whether or not it's, I just got mascara on my cheek. What am I packing? What am I taking with me? Those types of things. I've got to be honest, I've spent so much time in the last couple weeks getting my mind wrapped around traveling again and thinking about, okay, can I wear this pair of shoes multiple days? Do I take sweatpants to lounge around in, or after I get done with work and I'm in my hotel room, do I just go right into pajamas? What makeup am I taking? Because my makeup for work is a little bit more like this than it is. I don't do date night makeup when I'm working. I don't really even do a whole lot of color. It's usually just neutrals. Sometimes cool neutrals, sometimes warm neutrals. It just kind of depends on what I'm wearing. And it's different now because I'm also, you know, wearing a mask in my clients' businesses. Out of respect for them, I am fully vaccinated. I've also already had COVID, so I've got, you know, antibodies, I'm assuming. Who knows? You know, there's all that still going on. I have a She Glam, like kind of like a microfine eyeliner. Not eyeliner, brow liner. Sorry, a couple She Glam products today, huh? Anyway, so if you guys are interested in, you know, what kind of makeup am I traveling with for work? Just knowing that it's going to be along the lines of, you know, what's appropriate to wear into businesses. And what do you wear with a mask? Because frankly, I mean, now when I leave my house, or when I leave my house, it's either date night with my husband and the mask is on briefly, or it's a quick run to maybe the grocery store, and I try not to even do that so much. I don't wear masks a lot. If I'm in the car by myself, I don't wear a mask. If I'm in the car with my husband or my son, I don't wear a mask. But now I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to be wearing masks all day long. So it's just a new concept. And I know, you know, early on in the pandemic, people were pairing their eyeshadow to their masks, or they were only doing masks, or they were only doing makeup on the top half. Well, I can't do that. I have to do a full face of makeup. It's just the reality. You guys, I have something else I want to put on here. This is the Out and About Smoky Red Lipstick Lip Gloss Color Pencil Trio from Morphe. I picked it up when I picked up the Jaclyn one. I don't know if this is a new one or if it was on sale or why it jumped out at me as something that I needed to have, but I was like, I don't wear a lot of dark lipsticks. I'm going to tell you why right now. This is repeat if you're not new. But I feel like ladies of a certain age, we tend to lose some of the fullness in our lips, and I think the dark sometimes makes your lips look thinner, and it can also be really harsh, and that's not a good thing. On the flip side, sometimes when I do super pale lipsticks on me, I feel like I just completely lose my mouth entirely, and that's not good. Plus, I'm also very conscientious about the tone of lip products. If it's more blue, then I think it brings out white teeth a little bit more. If it's more on the orange side or yellow side, it can make your lips look stained. Those are not attractive at all. So we're gonna try this. This is a smoky red. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I might end up taking it off, but we'll see. And it's hard to talk and do lip liner. I feel like I'm trying to be a ventriloquist when I'm doing this. So far, so good though. It's kind of pretty. I don't overline too much, maybe just a smidge. And I always feel like my lips are not perfectly symmetrical. It doesn't help. You know, you guys have to let me know if you want me to bring you guys along on my travels, whether it's the prep stuff, what I'm packing, what I'm taking, my thought process behind certain things, my experiences when I'm on the road, some of the things I see, like again, the vlog style or more of the travel content. If you guys are at all interested in that, please let me know. If you're here for the makeup and that's all you want, no problem. Actually really like this. Holy smokes, that was loud. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you guys. That's actually really pretty. This is the gloss that came with it. This is kind of like a goldy, almost bronze gloss. 'Tis the season. I'm not wearing a lot of lipstick, you know, under my mask, a little bit, just because I can't not have stuff on my face, but let's try some of this RCMA translucent setting powder to kind of set things down a little bit, and then we'll kind of see what I need as far as additional blush products, because right now I just feel like it's really competing. Yeah, so my hope is that I'll be able to study in my hotel room a little bit more than I have. And I will have, you know, probably 1 week of the month I'll be driving more, and 1 week of the month I'll be in a hotel. You know, I'll have to fly cross country. I am excited about that. Yesterday I drove for work, and I got to see some of my clients that I haven't seen in a really long time. And it was so good. It was so good to be back in front of them again. It was good to shake some hands and then hand sanitize quite a bit. I don't know what I need to do here as far as cheek wise. I might, I feel like I ate a lot of salty food yesterday when I was driving. I'm gonna go into the darker bronzer in here called Dallas. And I'm just gonna bring a little bit of this right here. Maybe I can give my cheeks a little bit more definition. Maybe not, I don't know. So anyway, I got to travel for work yesterday. This video, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, you guys. But I was so happy. It was long. It was a really long day. I saw 2 clients in one day, and I drove 400 or so miles. So it was a good day. It was busy. It rained. It's Washington State. That's what happens. What do you guys think of the makeup? Probably should put some setting spray on, huh? I do have to film some stuff for work. Because we have some new stuff coming out, and I don't know that I'll have the camera on, but I might. Actually, I do have 2 other conference calls I have to turn my camera on. So it's good that I did my makeup, but I like it. I really do really like this Jaclyn palette. I know it's a brown palette. It was, you know, I was looking at the Patrick Ta palette, and I said, I don't need another neutral palette. I don't need it. And then I saw this, and it's like, okay, but for a fraction of the cost, let's try this. And I really like it. I think Morphe might be my guilty pleasure. I think Jaclyn might be my guilty pleasure. I don't know. Think what you want. This little lip kit's cute. I like this. This is a great holiday kit for me. This was the Smoky Reds kit, right? Out and About. Looks like this. Out and About lip kit and Smoky Red. I like it. I'm pleased. Pleased with all that. Okay. And as far as the blush from Shea Glam, this is my second one of these. I like it. I'm liking makeup today. That's a good thing. Okay, so what else do I have to tell you guys? So school, I need to get refocused back on that. I think that when I'm traveling, my husband will be able to practice with this band stuff a little bit more, which will be good. While I'm traveling, I can study a little bit more. Not so much on the plane. I'll be able to read more because I can take my Kindle and use my Kindle, but I'm not going to pay for internet access on the plane. I'm just going to use that time to read, which is something that's I kind of get away from because it's one of the things that drops off the list. So I'll be able to read more. I'm hoping I'll be able to study, and then when I'm home, I can stay up on my YouTube stuff and work. It's going to be busy because I'm going to lose a few days a month just in transit time that I won't be at my desk doing busy work. And then when I am at my desk doing busy work, I'm gonna have to take a little bit longer hours because I'm gonna have more to do, more to cram into that time. So on one hand, I'm very excited about it. On the other hand, I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna be meeting clients that I've never met in public again, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm super excited and I think this is a good thing. So that's what's going on with that. Let me know on the content as far as the travel stuff if you guys are at all interested in that, or if you want me to just keep this makeup related. I have so many hobbies, so many things I want to do. I'm reminded recently, this is going to get kind of dark, so feel free to click off now. I love the fact that you guys stayed this long. But I'm reminded lately that life is super short and super precious. And when this goes up, hopefully we'll be in a different place. But we've got some really good friends who are not doing very well right now. We've lost some people recently that are our age. It's sobering, it's sad, it's terrifying. I'm so grateful in certain ways, and that I'm just torn up. I mean, every day I fight tears because of how fragile it is, and we just kind of forget, I think. I have this tattoo, and if you guys have been here before, I have this one right here, and this is, it's like 2 Native American hummingbirds. Sorry, my watch is kind of in the way here. It's flopping around here. But it's like 2 Native American hummingbird heads, and they're balanced on each other. And it's supposed to remind me to like find balance in joy and happiness with everything else. It's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. I know I need to eat a little bit better. I know I need to exercise a little bit more. I know I need to keep my brain firing, which is part of the YouTube channel challenged me a little bit. The changes in technology for work challenges me a little bit. The going back to school keeps my brain firing a little bit, and I think that's important. Those are all very important things. My kids are super important, and I'm worried that I'm failing them, you know? Right now, I have a pretty good relationship with both of them in the sense that they do come around. You know what I mean? Like my daughter, she moved in with me full time about the same age as my son did. I didn't have to go to court. I didn't have to make any changes like that. They just chose. And at the time, it was a mutual thing with their dad. And then they just stayed. And I'm ridiculously grateful that I got that time with them. Now, both of them are teenagers, so they spend a lot of time in the room with Netflix, you know, and it's just something, right? It's just, it's what it is. And I'm sad that I, you know, don't get to color with them anymore, but they're also not 6, you know? So, you know, I don't know. It's a balance, I guess. It's all a balance. Work is a priority for me. My husband's a priority for me. My kids are a priority for me. There's so much, my own stuff, you know, my own health has to be more of a priority. And here I am talking to YouTube. I really like you guys. I've met some really, really amazing people through this channel. I've made friends that I never would have crossed their paths with. So I'm ridiculously grateful that I've had this opportunity to meet you guys. Please leave me a comment down below. Tell me how you're doing. I know that the whole COVID stuff threw a lot of people into a tailspin. I'm not somebody who needs to be at a water cooler chit-chatting with my coworkers. I can't imagine not doing my job. I need to get to editing. I've got to get some stuff edited and scheduled to go up. So anyway, you guys, I know this was kind of all over the place, random. That's why my brain works right now. I've just got so much churning. If you guys are the same, let me know. Let me know that I'm not alone in this. I hope you guys are doing really, really, really well. I hope you're healthy. I need to get out. I need to get out of here. I need to go do something else. And I'm kind of tickled with my makeup. It's a good time of year for this lip combination. Who knew? Smoky reds. Morphe did it again. Love them or hate them. They gotta figure it out. All right, you guys. I hope you were... I've already said that. I've already said I hope you guys are doing well. But I mean it. And that's how I sign off. So until my next video. Bye for now.